is another problem what we discussed. So similarly, what we have discussed is about finding the DFT of a 5-point sequence in the earlier session. So here we are going to find the DFT of 8-point sequence and IDFT of the same sequence, and comparing the results with the previous example. So previous example, we have determined what is x of k, we have determined what is h of k, we have determined what is y of k, and using inverse DFT we have determined y of n. The same concept is used here. So considering it, x is the input 3, 4, 2, 11, 0, 7, minus 1 and 10. So this is the input sequence which is x of n. So this will be x of n, and h of n. H of n is 1.2, 3.7, 4.8. So this is the other sequence h of n. So we are finding x of k, so that is the DFT of x, so which is x of k is determined by using the equation. So here by using the command FFT, we are going to find the DFT of the sequence. So and it is 8-point sequence, it is x comma n, n is 8-point sequence. So h of k is nothing but the DFT of the second sequence, which is h of n. Similarly, we are finding the DFT of it as well, giving us h of k. Then y of k is determined by multiplying these two sequences which are in the frequency domain. So this is how we perform the multiplication, resulting in the DFT of a sequence y of k. Then we are going to find the inverse of this y of k, resulting in the sequence y of n. So that is what we require. So this is y of n, so what we require. And since this is a linear convolution, we are just going to relate this with the circular convolution by finding y of c based on yl. So this is linear convolution result and circular convolution result of the output. So y of n, which is obtained from the circular convolution, can be obtained by using linear convolution as well. So if we know the result of linear convolution, we can determine the circular convolution result. So here what we do is the last two samples of y of n is 32.8 and 48 are added with the first two samples, so resulting in 35.8. so this is 35.8 what we get on adding the last two samples and with the first two samples, and the other value what we get is 63.9. so that is the second sample what we get, which is the result of a circular convolution. So if we perform circular convolution, we are going to obtain the result which is y of n. Instead what we do is we are finding the linear convolution and obtaining the result of circular convolution. Next is about Z transform. Z transform is used to find the frequency response of the system. Z transform of a discrete sequence x of n is given by x of z is equal to summation of n equals 0 to n minus 1 into z power minus 1. So this is the equation which is used to find the Z transform of a given discrete sequence x of n. Similarly, we are going to determine the system function of an LTI system, or what we call it as a transfer function. So system function or a transfer function is represented as h of z, and it is related with input and output of a system. So h of z is equal to y of z by x of z. So next what we have is a digital filters. So filters are normally used to find used to remove the unwanted components in a signal. So the general equation, or what we consider as a difference equation for an nth order filter, is given by y of n. So this is the equation used to represent a difference equation for an nth order filter, and this is the structure of the digital filter. Now, considering the design aspects of a filter, design of a digital filter involves determining the filter coefficients, and these digital filters are classified into two, that is finite impulse response filters, that is FIR filter, and infinite impulse response filter, that is IIR filter. Then coming to FIR filter, we can consider the difference among these two filters, FIR and IIR. So first thing, if I go with FIR filter, we have the impulse response of finite length, and in FIR filter, the output, which is the present output, depends only on the past and the present values of the input sequence, but not on any previous output sequences. So this is what we consider in an FIR filter design. And FIR filter features are nothing but they are non-recursive. They are non-recursive and inheritably stable. They are inherently stable. Then linear phase response. The response is of linear phase in a FIR filter. Then the difference equation of an FIR filter is represented by y of n is equal to the summation of bk into x of n minus k. So this is the difference equation of an FIR filter. Similarly, the frequency response of the same filter is obtained as h of e to the power j theta using this equation. Then the major drawback of FIR filter is that they require more number of filter coefficients to realize the response as compared to IIR filter. So irrespective of the response and the stability, FIR filter has got a drawback of representing the coefficients which are more in number whenever we realize its response. Then whenever the coefficients are more, it affects the computing time, or the computational time will be more due to more number of filter coefficients. Then we'll take a problem. So find the magnitude and phase response of an FIR filter represented by the difference equation y of n. So y of n is given as 0.5 times x of n plus 0.5 times x of n minus 1. So this is the general equation of a digital filter what we have earlier discussed. So solving it, we have to solve it. So y of n is 0.5 times x of n and 0.5 times x of n minus 1. So this is the delay element involved in finding the response of the system. Then h of n is 0.5 delta n plus 0.5 delta of n minus 1, which is given as 0.5 and 0.5. So by using the transformation h of z, we are going to find the transformed value of h of n, which is h of z, that is equal to 0.5 plus 0.5 into z power minus 1. So once it is done, we can substitute in the equation to get h of e to the power j theta. So that is 0.5 plus 0.5 into e to the power of minus j theta. So this theta is nothing but a Euler's form, so that can be equated to in terms of cos and sine. So this is what we get. So just we are going to simplify it, and once we simplify, we will find what is the magnitude of h of e to the power j theta. So magnitude is nothing but finding the square root of real part and imaginary part square of a particular value in the response. So we are going to get cos of theta by 2. So this is the magnitude response. Similarly, we are going to find the phase response, which is phase of h of e power j theta, which is minus theta by 2. So the magnitude and phase response of the filter is like this. So this is what we get if I consider the magnitude and phase response of a particular filter. Then FIR filter design. So frequency response of a filter is given by this. We already seen it. Then design procedure is to determine the filter coefficients bk. Bk represents the filter coefficient. So this is what we have in the form of an equation. Then we have IIR filters. So IIR filters will have infinite number of impulse response samples. So that is what we consider in FIR, that is finite response. Here it is infinite number of impulse response samples, and they are recursive filters. It means that the output depends not only on the past and the present inputs, but also on the past output. So here we also consider the past or the previous outputs, which is affecting the filter, and they do not have a linear phase characteristics, whereas FIR filter has got linear characteristics. FIR filter has linear characteristics, whereas IIR filter do not have linear phase characteristics. Then typical function of such filters are represented by h of z is equal to b0 plus b1 z power minus 1 plus b2 z power minus 2 plus b3 z power minus 3 plus etc. bl z power minus l divided by 1 minus a1 z power minus 1 minus a2 z power minus 2 minus a3 z power minus 3 minus an z power minus 1. Then coming to the stability of the IR filter depends on the number and the values of filter coefficients. The major advantage of IR filter is that it requires less coefficients. So if the number of coefficients in the design of a filter used are very less, then the computing time will be very less. Then we have a problem. Obtain the transfer function of the IIR filter whose difference equation is given by y of n is equal to 0.9 times y of n minus 1 plus 0.5 x power x of n. So y of n is given as 0.9 into y of n minus 1 plus 0.1 into x of n. So we have to apply Z transform. So Z transform is been applied on both the sides of the equation. So which is giving us y of z is equal to 0.9 into y of z into z power minus 1 plus 0.1 into x of z. Then y of z into 1 minus 0.9 z power minus 1 is equal to 0.1 times x of z. Then we know that the transfer function of a system is given by a particular expression which is h of z. So h of z is equal to y of z by x of z. So if I go through this concept of h of z is nothing but a system function or a transfer function which is dependent on the output and the input of a system, whether it is y of z and x of z. I can find as the ratio of y of z and x of z as h of z. So we know that y of z from this particular equation and x of z from this particular equation. So I can determine y of z by x of z as h of z. So this is what we get if I consider what is the transfer function of a system which is described by some equation y of n. So any y of n given and any x of n values are specified, it means the value of y of n is entirely dependent on the input sequence x of n, which identifies the transfer function or input transfer function or system function depending on the input which is specified.